Kennedy, can you hear me all right?
Yes, I can.
All right. Everybody will use the raise your hand function as usual for questions. And as we're waiting on that, Kennedy, why don't you just take us through, I guess, the past few days. Obviously, you won gold with Team USA on Sunday. Just take us through, I guess, after, the medal ceremony, your travels back to Knoxville.
First off, for me winning a gold medal, it's a huge dream come true for me. I was really excited for me getting a chance to play for my country and win a gold medal. And, ever since I've been back, I've been part of the team, been with practice and stuff, getting back to, because I've been gone for so long.
Let's go next to Mike Wilson.
Yeah, Kennedy, what has that process been like since you got back of kind of reacclimating yourself to Knoxville and jumping back into the swing of everything with your teammates?
It's been, first, the sleep schedule is probably messed up. I'm still getting used to, to sleep because back in Lavia, I was going to sleep like at 4 a.m. every night. And back here, I got to get my sleep schedule right. And, to get back with the team, practicing with, and just being together with them, I haven't been with them in so long, getting the chemistry back together. So, I'm really excited, to be back with them and getting back practicing with them.
Go ahead, Rick Russo.
Sorry, Tom, for some reason I can't get the little hand icon to work there. But hey, Kennedy, congratulations on winning that goal. What do you feel like you can what you learned you can bring this summer, you can bring to Tennessee with you?
One thing I learned is, just the pace of the game, the speed of the game. And, and overseas, they play more physical. So I know it's going to be more physical in college, it's me, being more physical on the court and, being a more vocal leader out there as well. That's one thing I had to do, playing for USA team, expect from a point guard perspective. And, that's something I've learned, I want to carry back over here, coming in as a freshman, I'm still the point guard, my goal, even though I'm a freshman, I want to be a leader, and impact my teammates and, show them, just lead them the way.
I think some folks are having a hard time with the raise your hand function. If you've got a question mark or a thumbs up, you can just use any of those icons and I'll know what you mean there. We'll go next to Ben McKee and then back to Mike Wilson.
Yeah, Kennedy, I don't know if you saw, but a couple of weeks ago, Campaign was talking about how he had to go back to Memphis last summer and find that grit and grind back in his game. I'm curious, how much of that grit and grind is in your game, and how would you describe what a grit and grind in somebody's game would look like?
Grit and grind, for him, when he said to come back to Memphis, just get that Memphis in him. He's been gone away from home so long, to get it back in him, just the hard work and, just pushing yourself and trying to get better every single day. And that's what he did to come back home. And, for me to come back here, even though I'm not coming back home, come to Knoxville, just for me to, get back ready to go hard every single day in practice and, compete every single day.
Yeah. Kennedy, what was the process like of helping build this recruiting class for you? Because I feel like for a few months there was you and Jemai, and then Brandon and Jonas both jumped in at the same time. So what was it like having those guys join so late and just the process of building this class?
For that process, it was a long process. As I can say, at first people thought it was me, then Jemai came, then everybody thought it was just us two. Then, I was, when I found out about Jonas was getting a recruiting process, I started recruiting him. Then I would start recruiting Brandon. Brandon was trying. So, for me, that's just me. I want to build a great team, to win a national championship. And, that's the goal. That's everybody's goals here on the teams to win a national championship. And, I just want to have the best squad, come in ready to compete in practice and, win as many games as we can.
As a quick follow-up to that, what were your recruiting pitches to Jonas and Brandon to bring them here with you?
That Coach Rick Barnes, a great coach, and he's gonna push us every day. And you always gotta play with a great point guard. And I'm gonna find them whenever I'm on the court with them. And you're gonna love the teammates. Our new some teammates are already here as Josiah, Folky, Olivier, Soskovia. I knew all of them. So it's always great to play with some veterans on the court. As I can say, that's all I wanted to do, play with some veterans. And I told them, you go learn from them. You definitely learn from Folky. And I told Jonas that. I told Brandon, you go learn from Folky and Olivier and Euros. I told Jonas that too. You learn from Euros. So you go learn a lot from him. You go learn a lot from this team, and it's gonna help you in the long run.
Go to Jimmy Himes and David Pascal.
Kennedy, you have played in high school. You probably had to carry more of a load, and now you play with the 19 and under where you've got a better supporting cast. Do you feel like your game is equipped to carry the load if needed or to rely more on your teammates when needed?
Not necessarily. I mean, I feel like just whoever team I come in and play with, I come in and do my best and just lead the way. If I come in with a group of players I really don't know about, I try to find what they could do and find quick as possible. Just like USA, our chemistry wasn't good at all when we first came. Our first scrimmage, we lost to Australia. I don't think nobody really knew about that. We lost to Australia. Our chemistry wasn't that good. Second scrimmage, we beat Spain by 1. So, come in with some new players, just like here, you have to find that chemistry. And that's one thing I had to do for USA. And I just built the chemistry up. And, I just found my way to work around, just get everybody involved and, find a way to build that chemistry with everybody on the team.
And when you watch the NBA playoffs, Chris Paul obviously is a great point guard. I wonder, do you watch Chris Paul or do you watch other point guards, how they play and how you'd like to incorporate what they do into your game?
For me, I watch all Chris Paul highlights. That's my favorite player. He'll always be my favorite player. I watch him all the time. If like in Lavia, I can't watch any games because all the games were like at 4:30 a.m. my time. So every time we came back from the hotel, I had watched the full game. I just didn't watch the highlights. He's my favorite player. I watch everything he does. It's the way he leads. It's the way, he defends well as a small guard like me. The way he defends. So. I watch the Chris Paul I watch all his highlights and I learn a lot from him.
Kennedy, there are so many basketball players your age that are taking different professional or just different routes altogether. Some are not going to college, whatever the case may be. How much of that factored into your decision and why did you wind up picking Tennessee over different routes? I read where a 2023 kid is skipping his final 2 years of high school.
For me, I had the option to go to the G League that had reached out, but my goal was, I was one that had a college experience and, take the route and always accomplish my dreams. My dreams always to, go to Final Four, win national championship. So I always wanted to take the college route, and I knew Tennessee was the right place for me. Coach Kim English when he was here, he recruited me hard, and just the chemistry I had with them and the coaches, it just felt like family. And it felt like home. So I knew I couldn't take that away and go no other way besides coming to Tennessee.
Go to Madison Blevins, then Ben McKee.
Hey, Kennedy, first off, congrats on winning the gold. Secondly, I was going to ask you about why you chose Tennessee as well. What were some of your conversations like with Rick Barnes during the entire recruiting process?
Just about the point guards he had, just TJ Ford, DJ Augustine, just about how he's going to develop me and, get where I need to be and accomplish my dreams of going to play pro. That's a dream of mine. And he said, if you want to come here and just go, you have to work, just go, it's not going to come to you. And, him and Coach English and Coach Sports and they all, I just feel like I had the better relationship with them out of all the other colleges that I had. And I feel like they recruited me really hard and they really wanted me.
Quick follow-up, Kennedy, I love your game because not only can you score in a variety of different ways, but you're always looking to distribute and get your teammates theirs too. What's the offensive mentality that you think that you play with every single game?
Well, for me, first off, when I first come on the court, for the USA, I came off the bench. My first mindset, find my open teammates, and that's something I have the mindset. If I'm starting, I want to find my teammates open, get everybody involved. And, that's what builds the chemistry and gets everybody going. Not worried about just scoring all the time. It builds the bond. And, that's one thing I do. Then if I can get to the paint and score or get my shot open, that's what I do. But first, I want to find my teammates open.
Kennedy, I'm sure you've heard about what it's like to be a point guard in Rick Barnes' system and to be coached up by him in practice and heard some of the stories, maybe some from former players. Have you had your aha moment yet of being coached up by Coach Barnes in practice?
Ever since, practice started, he gets on my tail probably every single day. I kind of miss him not yelling at me, but I know it's going to come probably one of these days, him to yell at me. So, he's really hard on me, but, that's just him, pushing me. If he really didn't care, he wouldn't yell at me. He wouldn't get onto me. So that just showing me that he really cares about me and he wants the best for me.
Go next to Rob Lewis, then Grant Ramey.
Kennedy, you mentioned it a moment ago, but with your teammates, but what's your impression of Fulke, Josiah, and what can you say about what kind of leaders they are and the culture that you have found here at Tennessee, and how attractive was that to you as a recruit?
For me, knowing I knew Josiah first because when I went on my official visit here, that's who I was with, and people love him and people love Fulke as well, and they're great leaders. At first when I came out, I thought I was an okay leader, but just the way they lead, I feel like I'm not there yet, but I know I'm gonna get there eventually. And they're great leaders on the team, and Fulke they lead just not on the court but off the court as well. Just their characters, and just if somebody's like messing up in practice, they're gonna help them. Either way it goes. If they're not on their team, if they're on the opposite team, they're still gonna help the person that's on the opposite team knowing what to do. And they're great teammates, and I can't wait for us to play together once the season comes.
And are you surprised about how close guys are, about how much time? I mean, I know you guys will practice for a couple of hours and then spend, a couple of hours hanging out in the lounge in the locker room. Did you expect that coming in? Did you know that? And if you did know that, how big, how much was that a factor in you picking Tennessee? That you wanted to be a part of it?
It came by so fast. High school basketball ended, and next thing you know, I'm here at Tennessee, and our relationship just connected so fast. And, it's like family now. It's not like friends, it's family. And I love all these guys, and I can't wait to meet. I can't wait to the season starts. I'm really excited, and we got a great squad here. And Jemiah just came. He's here now, and we got the whole team. We got everybody's back together now. I'm back now, and everybody can start passing each other now and build that chemistry now.
Can you kind of walk me through what went wrong on that dunk on Saturday against Canada? It looked like a pretty routine play.
At first they had took a charge. I think Canada took a charge on that play. Oh, we took a charge. I forgot which way it was. Canada took a charge on us, and the court was slippery. And it was slippery the whole game. And, some kids, wipe up the court and stuff like that. And I guess we told them to wipe the court, and I guess they forgot to wipe the court. And, I got still. I came off, went up for a dunk, and I slipped. Everybody said I slipped. Well, I didn't see it, but everybody said I slipped when I went up for the dunk. And, I came down hard, and, it was a rough fall. But, I was just a little bit sore. I came back the next day ready to play.
Were you worried about being worse off based on how that fall looked? It looked like it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, I'm just blessed. It could have been way worse. I couldn't. Just God. I thought it would have been way worse, and I didn't think that would happen. I usually, finish the dunk. I don't usually hang on around when I usually dunk, but I hung on around to try to protect myself because I slipped, but I couldn't control it. But I came back ready the next day. Icing, heating my back, and just come back ready to play in the championship game because I know that's what I really wanted to do, play for the goal. I know it's championship was the next day, and we came back and won. So I was really excited for that.
And again, I know we're having some trouble with folks indicating they have questions. If someone does have a question, they can just go ahead and visually raise your hand or.
Yeah, I've got one. Kennedy.
Okay, go ahead, Jimmy, and then Kellyanne.
Okay. What's the number one thing that you feel like you learned playing with the 19 and under team that will help you as a freshman point guard at Tennessee?
For me, communicating, and learning. Just probably when our first game comes to Tennessee, getting the feel of that first game with your new teammates. It's not gonna be perfect. It's gonna be our first game against somebody else and us playing with each other. That's what I had to deal with for U19 playing together in the first game, not knowing what we like, once we get in the game, what we like to do. So I felt that was the most hardest thing to do, and what I learned from that, getting a feel for each other, and that was probably the hardest thing.
And you've practiced with your teammates some at Tennessee. How would you describe the talent of your teammates?
Oh, great talent, great players, great teammates, we all can do a lot of things on the court. And, you know, once we get out there on the court, our first game, you know, figure out what we like to do, figure out how to play with each other, I feel like we'll be a great team.
Hey, Kennedy, congratulations. Walk me back a little bit what that moment was like for you. You said getting the gold was a dream come true, and now you brought that back to Tennessee. But when you received that medal, what was that moment like for you?
You know, it's special. You know, my parents in the back, you know, watching me. You know, I was telling them not to come. You know, I didn't feel like they needed to come because I really couldn't see them. I didn't see them till like that night, that whole time they was down there. But, you know, for them to be there and for them to watch me knowing they can't see me till the last day, you know, it was a special moment because they knew that was a dream of mine. And, you know, once I got that medal, I was like, I did it. It's a dream, all my dream come true. You know, I write my dreams down. I wrote it at home. It's at home. You know, I write all my lists down, what I want to do. If I have a new list, I write it down. I write it on my phone. So for me to check that list off, check that off, you know, just it's crazy that, you know, I won a gold medal for United team and I come back home, and, you know, get back together with my team at Tennessee. So, you know, it's a special moment.
Madison Blevins and Mike Wilson.
Hey, Kennedy, you talk about just the pace of the game with Team USA and kind of how it's faster than high school basketball and preparing you for college basketball. I want to know, though, how prepared did you feel with playing with Team USA and the best players in the country after playing AAU basketball on the exposure circuit? How much do you think going up against that top talent in AAU prepared you for the success you had with Team USA?
I think it prepared me a little bit well, but, you know, I learned some new things once I played overseas. You know, I know overseas, the refs, you know, they let you play over there. It's real physical compared to high school. You know, you didn't get the calls you want at all, you know, but we get to play through it. And that's one thing out there, is the physicality out there, you know, it's way more physical, I feel like, than comparing the US. That's one thing I learned. And, you know, just playing by the pace is way faster, but, you know, I had got used to it after the first couple of games. You know, my game started. Each game, I got better and better.
Kennedy, you said you write dreams down. When did you start doing that? And what are some of the other dreams that you've put down that kind of pertain to your career at Tennessee?
I started doing that after I got baptized when I won my first championship, high school championship. At Brotherhood Christian High School, my sophomore year, and I got baptized right after that. So that's when I started writing my dreams down, what I wanted to accomplish. And some of my dreams, you know, winning Mr. Basketball. I won Peach Jam, just tournaments, you know, things, individual stuff, you know, being a better leader on the court, just being a leader for kids that look up to me, you know, helping them out, talking to anybody that needs to talk to, and, you know, gold medalist. That was a dream of mine. And, you know, my other dreams, you know, win a Final Four national championship. So I write new at McDonald American. I could go on and on dreams that I want to accomplish. But, you know, if I have a new dream I want to accomplish, I write it down.
All right. And for our last question, it looks like Kellen Heiser has something.
Hey, Kennedy, this is John Fulkerson from Kingsport, Tennessee. And my question was, who's your favorite sixth-year senior on the team?
Fulky, John Fulky. That's the answer, Fulky. He's a great teammate, a great guy. Can't wait to play him this year. You know, he's a great teammate, he's a great leader, and you know, it's a player that I feel like anybody will love to play with on the court.
Hey, that's it.
Was that a good answer, Fulky?
It was all right. We got some things to work on, but, you know, we got some time for that.
Fulky, you just like taking over interviews, don't you?
I guess.
All right, everybody. Well, appreciate everybody. Sorry about the problems we're having here with the Zoom, but appreciate everybody's patience and thanks for jumping on.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Kennedy.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Kennedy.